Am I the a-hole for bringing my 10-month-old baby to a wedding? My cousin lives a 6-hour drive from me and the rest of the family. A few months ago, we all drove over there for his wedding. Due to limited space, no children were invited to the wedding, except the bride's young nieces and nephews. My baby was 10 months old at the time, and I wasn't comfortable leaving him alone in an unfamiliar place with a stranger, which was a babysitter that my other cousins had hired for their own kids. So I decided to bring him to the wedding. I wrote on the RSVP that I was bringing him, that he would be sitting on my lap, and I would bring my own food for him. My cousin didn't say anything, so I assumed that he was okay with it. My baby did cry at the ceremony, but I quickly took him out of the room. At the reception, I had him with me the whole time in a baby carrier. He didn't make much of a fuss, and I thought everything was okay. After the wedding, my aunt, groom's mom, confronted me and told me that I was rude for bringing my baby without permission. I explained that I wrote on the RSVP what I was planning to do, but my cousin didn't object. She said that my cousin and his bride had a problem with it, but the bride didn't want to start any drama because she doesn't know me well. My other cousin's baby was 7 months old at the time, and my aunt said that he had no problem leaving his baby with the certified babysitter, and I should have done the same. And some of the cousins were upset because they thought that the groom gave me special treatment by letting me bring my baby and making them leave their kids with the babysitter. I didn't mean to start any drama. Am I the a-hole? So here's my thoughts. I'm sure you've convinced yourself already that you're not wrong because you gave them a quote-unquote heads up on the RSVP. But you never should have done that in the first place. They clearly stated that the wedding was child-free, yet you still felt entitled enough to not only RSVP yes for yourself, but for your baby that wasn't even invited. Then your baby did what babies do and cried. Not the baby's fault, yours. Babies cry, we all know that. We don't get mad at babies for it, but parents who bring their babies to events where a baby crying might cause a disruption are the ones in the wrong. They even had care available for you. You could have easily left them with the babysitter that your other cousins had hired. If you couldn't trust the care provided, you could have found your own. And now hear me out because this might shock you considering your entitled behavior that you have clearly presented. You could have stayed home. You didn't have to come to the wedding. I'm sure your cousin would have been just fine without you there, and then they wouldn't have had their ceremony interrupted by a baby crying, which is, I'm sure, what they were trying to avoid in the first place by having a child-free wedding. So, yeah, you owe them a huge apology. And next time, if someone specifically says something on their invitation for their event, mind your manners and obey their rules, or just